The shootings at Fort Hood won't just leave the physical scars on the people who were injured. They're also sure to leave deep emotional wounds as survivors mourn the loss of their comrades who died that day. And as they relive those terrifying moments when the gunman opened fire. One of the wounded, Army Specialist Logan Burnett, spoke today to CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay is joining us now with more. Sanjay, did this eyewitness hear the shooter yell out at the beginning of this ordeal?
He did. And a lot of times people forget certain details about what happens in a traumatic situation like this, but Specialist Burnett really remembered everything in very fine detail. Take a listen.
Did you see the guy?
Yeah, he was about from me to that wall.
Just not that far.
No. First thing I saw was the laser sights on his handgun.
You noticed the laser sights?
Yep.
What did he look like? I mean, what was he? Did he look angry? Did he look mad?
Serious, intent. He stood up, screamed Allahu Akbar, and then just started shooting.
He screamed Allahu Akbar.
He did. Top of his lungs.
God is great.
Yep.
In the Muslim language.
Right. Then he opened up into us.
So he walks in, he looks serious, he's got the laser.
He didn't even walk in. It was like he had been in the room for a while, in the corner, preparing. I mean, nobody was really paying attention out of the corner. We're talking 100 soldiers in this little building going through clinical reviews and all this stuff. And it was like he had just been squatting and stood up. And, if you ever been out to one of our ranges, like a pop-up target, that's what it was. It was like he just stood up and began firing onto all of us. And then taking steps and reloading and firing again, and reloading, firing again.
Against defenseless soldiers.
Yeah.
Sanjay, you also then asked him what else he remembers. What did he say?
Yeah, it was interesting because as the interview went on for some time, but when I asked him specifically about, the thing that he remembered the most, and ended up being one of the most difficult questions and answers, because again, he remembers things so vividly. Listen to this.
The blood. Seeing blood coming from everywhere.
That's the first thing you saw, the blood.
I got down once the shots were fired out of instinct. I didn't know what to think. But seeing bullet wounds in the back of friend's head, seeing, friends grabbing their arms and blood just everywhere. It's a pretty hard thing to see. And not have any way of defending yourself.
Did you have a chance also, Sanjay, to speak with him about his own wounds?
Yeah, I did, quite a bit, and I talked to his doctors as well, but he was shot 3 times, Wolf, and one of the things that he told me, I'm still just thinking about, he was shot once in the hip after he just threw a table at the shooter, at Hasan, because he had no weapons on him, and then he was shot, and then he started to crawl away, and it was while he was crawling away that he was shot twice more. But despite all that, he really didn't want to talk about his wounds as much as what this meant overall to him and the military. Here's how he put it.
The thing that's striking about you already, Logan, is that as you're describing your own wounds, this is what I got, you were fine. But as soon as you start talking about your unit and your friends, I can see that's what hits you.
Oh, yeah. It's, self-service. It's part of our motto, part of us being in the uniform. But it's one thing when you hear about crime on the streets or something, but when you're in uniform and you're with these people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you're getting ready to go to a war zone with them. You have the utmost trust in them as well they do in you, and you know that, you feel that. To see that bond broken immediately, in an instant, it's hard to deal with.
Very hard to deal with that indeed. Sanjay, thanks for doing this interview, and wish that soldier our best, and we wish all of those who were injured a speedy recovery.